A college going student lost her voice suddenly. MD, a 22-year-old female, presented to the OPD with aphonia, that is, inability to speak. MD is a cheerful college going girl. She is fantastic athlete, securing gold medal in taekwondo every year. She is also good in studies. Everything was going well. But what had happened 2 days back that she lost her voice completely. 2 days back, she woke up in her room, brushed her teeth. She was feeling low due to some reason. Her father called her for breakfast. She tried to speak to her father, but she couldn't. Only her lips and mouth moved, but produced no sound. She, along with her father and brother, rushed to the hospital where we are now. Doctors who were present in the OPD at the time took her medical history carefully. They checked her vitals, which were all normal. General examination was done, which was also normal. Finally, endoscopy examination was done to examine her vocal cords. Vocal cords are part of larynx, which has many functions, such as protection of airways, respiration, and production of sound. Discussing about its anatomy briefly, it lies at the level of C3, C4, C5, and C6. It is a cartilaginous structure, which has three unpaired cartilages: the thyroid cartilage, the cricoid cartilage, and the epiglottis. Also, it has three paired cartilages, that is, cuneiform cartilage, arytenoids, and corniculate cartilage. And as for the vocal cords, they arise from the arytenoids posteriorly and connects to the thyroid cartilage anteriorly. During phonation, that is speaking, the air passes through larynx and vocal cords vibrate, producing sound. After carefully examining her vocal cords, the doctors were shocked. The vocal cords were completely normal. No signs of any inflammation, no signs of any trauma, and no signs of any abnormal growth. They were in neutral position. What could be the possible reason for the loss of voice? The doctors thought. If there is sudden loss of voice but vocal cords are normal, is there any possibility of any nerve palsy? Without any nerve supply to laryngeal muscles, vocal cords are supposed to be in neutral position as it is in this case. Larynx is supplied by 10th cranial nerve, that is the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve arises from the brainstem, gives the branch superior laryngeal nerve at the base of the skull, while the vagus nerve continues its path. The superior laryngeal nerve is then again divided into internal laryngeal nerve and external laryngeal nerve. The internal laryngeal nerve gives sensory supply to the supraglottis region, that is, above vocal cords, which is important to prevent aspiration of food. The external laryngeal nerve gives motor supply to the cricothyroid muscle. The vagus nerve again gives its branch, recurrent laryngeal nerve. The right recurrent laryngeal nerve branches from the vagus nerve around the level of right subclavian artery. And on the left side, the right recurrent laryngeal nerve arises from the vagus at the level of arch of aorta, also loops under it and supplies larynx. In short, talking about sensory supply, the internal laryngeal nerve gives sensory supply to supraglottis, while recurrent laryngeal nerve gives sensory supply to glottis and subglottis. And for the motor supply, all the muscles are supplied by recurrent laryngeal nerve except for the cricothyroid muscle, which is supplied by external laryngeal nerve. Doctors, they asked her to cough, and for their surprise, she could in fact cough. So the nerve palsy has been ruled out because while coughing, vocal cords are adducted, creating air pressure with the help of abdominal muscles, and then vocal cords are suddenly released, creating cough reflex. Doctors were confused. One of them, Dr. Z, who was reading case history, noticed something significant. After careful retaking the history, a shocking fact was discovered, which is significant in this case. Finally, MD was diagnosed with hysterical aphonia. Hysterical aphonia, which is also known as psychogenic dysphonia, where a person loses their voice suddenly. It is a functional disorder of vocal cords, where everything is normal but not the psyche of the patient. First, the psychological trigger, when the patient experiences acute phase of emotional stress. Second, the brain unconsciously converts psychological stress into physical symptom. It is defense mechanism of the body to avoid or express internal emotional distress. Lastly, the functional loss of voice. The muscles responsible for phonation are inhibited due to cortical suppression, which cause vocal cords in abducted position during attempted phonation. In this case, MD came with similar presentation. When asked to her father about any past psychological trauma, he revealed that MD had lost her mother in road traffic accident. Day before yesterday, MD was at home. She was happy. After the stressful period of college exams, she was finally free. She came home from hostel for holidays. Seeing MD after so many days, her mother was happy. She planned a beautiful dinner with her daughter with all her favorite foods. Of course, MD was excited too. Her mother went for grocery shopping. MD was eagerly waiting for her mother. After about an hour, she received a call from her father, which broke her to the core. She had lost her mother in road traffic accident. She became speechless. She cried a lot. Next day, she even refused to speak to anyone during funeral of her mother. She again cried the whole night. At last, she went to sleep from exhaustion. This is the psychological trauma that had caused series of events leading to hysterical aphonia. Finally, she was suggested with emotional support and psychotherapy. No medications, no surgery, and no hospitalization needed. She just needed emotional support. She was recovered within next 3 days. We learn from the case that mental health affects various functions of the body. This also tells us why mental health is important. If you like this video, emotional support to the subscribe button is very well appreciated. Thank you.